downtown from the top of the new NML Tower. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Elizabeth. We're the team that brings you the news that you can use. This is KECB News.
Today is April 7th, 2015. We'll be giving you the ins and the outs of the most exciting new topics, starting with the creation of the circular phone, an unexpected car crash in Mequon, Wisconsin, terrorist attacks in the Tunisian Museum, an editorial on Lady Gaga's wedding entertainment, and of course, we'll always include our daily sports and weather reports. On to our entertainment, a company called Monum has thought outside the box and decided to create a circular phone. You might think this is a bit crazy, but it's actually more practical than you may think, and many other companies are catching on with the idea as well. How about you talk about our entertainment, Elizabeth?
Of course, Caitlin. You all know the screens on your phone are always rectangular. Even your 4-year-old playing your iPad could tell you that. But what if screens could be circular? Yes, you heard me right, circular. That could actually be a reality in the near future because a 3-man team in Berkeley, California called Monum founded this very idea. The purpose for working on a circular phone was to finish our feed-obsessed, notification-filled digital life. They call their creation Runtable. They say it isn't meant to completely replace the rectangular smartphone, but just to be an alternative. If they end up selling the phone in stores, it should take a long time for other companies to catch on, for years and years of rectangular thinking. However, the hardware model of the phone is going just fine. And many have agreed the design of the phone is the closer to the first Apple iPhone, which was agreeably the easiest one to hold. Many other companies are thinking outside the box, as well including Google, Android, and Sony. And they, along with Monum, will have to keep fighting to convince people that rectangular is not the only way to go. Now here's Caitlin, shining bright with the weather.
Thanks, Elizabeth, but the weather isn't exactly shining bright today because the current weather in the Milwaukee area is only a high of 40 degrees and a low of 37 degrees. And the wind is just dreadful today. But looking on the bright side, we aren't having severe thunderstorms like some of the other states in the Midwest. And the Midwest is still getting temperatures way below average, while the West enjoys their ongoing warm weather. In fact, their temperatures are actually above average in contrast to ours, getting up to 87 degrees in Atlanta, Georgia, and Amarillo, Texas. So while the West endures boiling hot temperatures, we're still bundled up in our winter coats. I can't wait for spring to actually come and give us those temperatures we all love. Now let's get back to Elizabeth with the local Wisconsin news.
Thank you, Caitlin. Our local Wisconsin news story is a very sad news story. In Mequon, Wisconsin, a man by the name of Henry Winter accidentally ran over his wife in a Sunday parking lot, killing her. Henry Winter, at age 87, and his wife Lorraine, at age 85, lived a very inspiring and fulfilling life. But the terrible accident occurred when Henry suffered an unknown medical emergency while driving and smashed into several cars before hitting his wife. Luckily, local police say criminal charges are not expected to be filed in this case. Henry does remain hospitalized, but his condition is still unclear. Now on to Caitlin with sports.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Today's sports report is all about basketball. As you all know, the popular college basketball tournament March Madness started on the 19th. The tournament started out with 68 teams, but now it has come to a disappointing end for all Badger fans. Last night, the Wisconsin Badgers played the Duke Blue Devils and lost 63-68. It really was an exciting game. The winning score just kept going back and forth between the two teams, but in the end, Duke pulled ahead and won by 5 points. Now turning to the Milwaukee Brewers, they've just started their season yesterday with an opening game against the Colorado Rockies. They didn't exactly play their best yesterday because they lost 10-0. So let's hope for the best later tonight when they play the Rockies once again at 7:10. We're also hoping for the best for the Milwaukee Bucks tonight when they play the Cleveland Cavaliers. So let's cheer them on. Anyways, now onto our current world news. Just last Wednesday, gunmen killed 19 tourists in a Tunisian museum. The North African nation's Prime Minister Abid Essed called it a cowardly terrorist attack, but still warned the population that 3 suspects are on the loose. Tunisian security forces killed 2 of the attackers, but the death toll was very high at 17 tourists and at least 2 security officers, and the North African government is suspecting those numbers could climb. The scene played out in a popular tourist destination in the heart of Tunisia, suspiciously close to where the nation's parliament meets. During the event, tourists there were frightened and running in all different directions, but most of them got out safely. ESSIG could not determine where the attackers came from, but Interior Ministry spokesman Mohammed Ali Aroy called them Islamists in remarks on national radio. So we recommend that you keep a watchful eye if you go to Tunisia or anywhere in North Africa just to be safe.
Thank you, Caitlin. Today our editorial topic is Lady Gaga's wedding. The talented star Lady Gaga is finally tying the knot with her fiancé, Taylor Kinney, who proposed to her on Valentine's Day. For entertainment at their wedding, Gaga invited her new friend, Tony Bennett, who accompanied her in their jazz album, Cheek to Cheek. Bennett, who is now 88, was delighted to be invited to sing at the wedding. He even told New York Post that they invited me to do it, so of course I will. I think Bennett was a great choice for entertainment at their wedding. What do you think, Caitlin?
I do agree with you, Elizabeth. And what makes it even better, the groom and Bennett get along fine, so Kinney won't have any problems with him being there. However, everyone is probably dying to know what Bennett will be singing at the wedding. He hasn't even told us yet. When or if he announces what he'll be singing, I'd love to know, because I cannot wait for that performance.
I can't either, Caitlin, and I hope Gaga's dress will be as spectacular as the one she rocked at the Oscars. I think whatever she wears and whoever sings, her wedding will be amazing.
Thank you for listening to today's editorial. If you have any questions, concerns, or want to learn more on these topics, go to our website at www.kecbnews.com.
Thank you, Caitlin, and thank you, Milwaukee, for letting us keep you informed. This is KECB News.